Alright, today was just a practice day on a spare diff. Um, so my intention was actually to take these brackets off. But after about an hour of having a go with the recips, all that, it's just too hard. Um, yeah, this hard metal, man. Just too hard. I had to go at a couple of brackets here. As I said, this is a stuff diff. And yeah, mate, it is not something you do. So you end up stuffing the brackets trying to get them off. I had a bit of a go down here, and it does work. It's just an incredible amount of effort. So that's probably not a good idea. I thought it was a good idea, but anyway, that's why we do these things. So anyway, I stripped the diff on this just to have a bit of a go at it and make sure I was actually make sure I understood what I was doing and understand how it was going to work. So I'm still going to get that off yet, because I need a real big, powerful battery drill to do that. I just can't. It won't undo because it won't lock in. So I'll either need a bigger vise or I get one of those big, powerful drills. The big jack machine. So because that bolt is on so tight that even with wire I've tightened it on, it just wouldn't come off. But that's okay. There's no dramas. I'll just go to Kennards and hire one on the weekend and when I do all the other diffs. So anyway, it'll come out pretty easy. Brakes, discs, everything come off real easy. Undoing things is very easy. It's actually way easier than I thought. I'm not messing around with the center, of course. So I'll be pulling that center out of the Wagons diff, which is the one with the limited slip and 277 ratio. And of course I'll be pulling that out as well, so I'll be making them all pair and matched and make sure that's all the same. So that'll be a job, which I'm looking forward to now. I was a bit worried, I was freaking out, but it's easy, yeah. So that's okay. So that'll be coming out next weekend, well, depending on Christmas. So I'll be pulling the wagon diff out first, and then I'll be pulling that diff out, stripping them both down, and then putting a limited slip and the disc stuff onto that one, and do a bit of a swapperoo. So I've kept all the spare stuff from that other diff anyway, just in case I need it, and see what the condition of brakes and calipers and all that are, so I'll make sure I get the right gear. So yeah, that's where we're at. So it was about an hour to strip it down, so it's really not very easy, so it's kind of surprised me, to be honest. So yeah, that's all I've done, not a lot. So it's been just so hot. It's just been goddamn dreadful, to be honest. And I've also realised this is a later model, not later model, but the 84 Model XE had a different setup. The others are square and just a clip-on lid. This as in a plonk-on lid, but these are actually, this one's got the clips and all that, and apparently on the 84 model it's different. So it's basically the XF, I believe. This is like an August 84. They only made the XEs for another month after this was made. So that's okay. So yeah, really not much going on. It's just been really bad weather. So I've been pumping the aircon, but yeah, the missus and the kids needed aircon in the house, so we can only sort of run 3 aircons at once, and that's pumping about 80 amps, I think. So we sort of get to the limit of our switchboard when you got 2 of the big 11.5 kilowatt single phase units going, one here, one in the lounge, and the other one, daughter's room, plus the dryer going on a Sunday. It's yeah, my meter, you could hear it. You could, if it had a whirly one and not electronic, you can actually feel the pain. So anyway, so I set up trophies and stuff like that. Did a little bit of a shed thing. That's just the old racing trophies and old boxing trophies and drag racing, circuit racing, all the bits and pieces. The kids insisted I do that. Plus it was a bit of fun. And a little bit of work on the shed, some of the old signature stuff that I've got in the past. bit of Ford, bit of Holden, bit of HSV, and these are all the misses. Old pictures that we used to have in the house, but we've renovated our house now. So these are actual puzzles. These are puzzles. A bit hard to tell, but yeah. So the missus did when she used to have time. She doesn't have time anymore, unfortunately, but used to have time. She did these amazing puzzles, and we put them in frames, and they're utterly terrific. What a great way to do the puzzles. Absolutely terrific. So that's where it is. It's terrific. So anyway, it's all good. So also did up a job list. Now, often people wonder how you go about a car project. This is about 8 pages, believe it or not. It's quite incredible how much work there is to do on a car. But anyway, so just for people's info, if you really care or not, but basics is make sure you get what parts you need and where you can find the parts. Of course, before you even start a project car, you really want to know, you really want to be into the car and have a lot of belief and a lot of motivation is a good word, because obviously it's money, time, energy, and you want to have an outcome at the end of the day, and you don't want to be at a stage of giving up. So I'll smash this thing hopefully by, I'm aiming in the end of March, but you know, parts and all that, maybe time might be a bit of a fight, but I'll get there. So anyway, so just the eBay and what you need to order, where we need to order it, get the old COP CB and UHFs back in, all the puddle body gear that I need to order, paint, door rubbers, all the oils when we actually put the injured back in. And you've got all the jobs to do beforehand, before Christmas. So I've just got to compare things and diffs and brake booster removed and all that, which I'll do next weekend. And then this is what I've mostly done all this already. This is the initial look over, phase 1, see? Parts, first page, and phases. So you just put it into phases, so you work out what you're going to do and make sure you cross it off as you do it. So yeah, so you just work through bit by bit. If people want, I can send them a copy of this if they're really interested, but it's going to be different on every car, but at least this is something. So all these, Autono's done, valve springs are done, electrics are done, so calipers, I've checked them, so the suspension and all that, I've got to work out what I'm going to do with that. So whether to keep it really high up in the air like it is, or drop it down, I'm a bit and ah, but that's just a suspension change, that's nothing. But for now I'm going to leave it up there, up in the sky, and then we'll reassess after a bit of time and just see how it handles and drives. So it's not a race car, it's not a sports car, it's just a cruiser. So yeah. Carrying on, so anyway, that's then we're into phase 2, that's we start doing the internals, all that sort of stuff, planning, wiring, all the prep. Phase 3, this is just fill-in jobs. So if you don't want to do anything, you've got to fill in jobs of what anything and everything you can do if you need. If you've got an hour spare, you can pick one of these and go and do it. Then we're into the engine swap phase, so that's where we pull the old engine out and put the 351 in to make sure she's all done. So that's quite a significant, and also that all includes the interior stuff as well. So that's to get all the engine, the dash, everything all up and going. So all the wiring, final checks, to check. So post install, you got all this stuff. Then you got all the prep for paint, which means you got to take the engine out again, of course. Obviously paint the car, and then interior cleanup, and then post rebuild of after painting. So that's all the stuff you got to do after the painting. So unfortunately I'm running out of time, and then of course you got to update insurance, take the AC to be topped up, and go over the pits for rego. And that's that. Righto, thank you.